Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mornings on Main, where we share all the latest things that are happening in downtown, midtown, and Tuscaloosa Park. And we have an exciting topic today. It's really, I think, quite a buzz online. Is downtown parking. Yep. So we're really excited. We have our guest here with us today, Bill Spinney, and we're so excited to share some exciting updates. Something a little secret, maybe.
Potentially,
unless you've been following City Council. But anyway, we're going to be coming back here shortly. We're going to have a quick message from our sponsor. Thank you so much to Janine Plummer and Crystal Snook Realty.
Do it. Come on.
I'm Janine Plummer with the Crystal Snook Real Estate Group. I'm proud to be from Ocala, and I truly love this community. That's why I'm excited to sponsor the Ocala Main Street podcast, supporting local stories, local businesses, and the place we call home.
All right. Thank you so much to Janine Plummer and Crystal Snook Realty and to our Fantastic 15 for making all things Ocala Main Street possible. So I am so excited to welcome officially our guest today, Bill Spinney, our Community Outreach Manager for the City of Ocala. You're with the Growth Management Department.
Yep.
And you've been with the City of Ocala for a little while now. Can you tell us about your journey with the city?
Yes, I've been with the city for just over 5 years.
Yep.
Started off with recreation and parks.
Yep.
So very familiar with where we're sitting right here in beautiful Tuscaloosa.
Yay.
A big part of my job with Rec and Parks kept me in the downtown area.
Yeah.
So I became very familiar with the downtown special events, some of the kind of community leaders, business owners, things like that. Was very familiar. So it really assisted with that transition over to growth management, which was about 8 or 9 months ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week of Light Up.
Oh gosh, what a way to dive right in.
And then officially, January of 2025 is when I assumed this new role.
Well, we're really excited. I've gotten to work with Bill for the last 5 years, really, now. And so I think you're such a great fit with the Growth Management Department.
Well,
I'm really excited to be able to work with you more because we do a lot with Rec and Parks, as you know, but we work a lot closer probably with Growth Management because you guys really are you oversee the developments in downtown. Can you talk a little bit about what your new job entails and some of the things that you're overseeing for the city?
Sure. Well, the one that really brought us here today is parking. So the downtown parking division is one of the divisions I oversee.
Yep.
And we've undergone a lot of changes with that. So the biggest one being is the development of the new parking garage, which anyone who's been downtown in the past few months has bared witness to.
Yeah.
It's a major development.
Absolutely.
And we're very excited to have it come online. It's going to be a massive release valve for downtown parking.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it too.
I mean, we're looking at just north of 800 spaces.
Right. Which will be huge to support the current parking issues that we have and also the hotel as it comes online.
Sure. And the details are being finalized as we speak, but there's more than likely going to be an agreement in place for some of the parking that is in the upcoming garage to go to the upcoming hotel project.
Sure.
Because those projects, again, for anyone who hasn't been downtown recently, are happening simultaneously on adjacent blocks.
Yeah.
So right along State Road 40 and then moving southward. So it's a massive project, but it is going to be such a release valve.
Yeah.
For that downtown. It's going to not quite double our downtown parking inventory.
That's amazing.
So.
Well, and I think too, the location of it, we've gotten some feedback Ocala Main Street has about the location that was chosen and why there? Because really, I mean, outside of really First, I mean, you have Black Sheep and you have Serendipity and the Gathering Cafe down there, but there are a couple of blocks that are blighted right now that are vacant properties, and that was the old church property.
Correct.
I know a little bit about the history of why they chose that location. But I think what's interesting for people to know is that it's the same walking distance from the current garage to the square.
It is.
right?
Yep,
It's
right
a little
down Broad,
uphill.
right, slightly uphill.
Yeah.
It is slightly uphill, but you know, I know I don't surf a lot of social media. I know one of the
Yeah.
comments I saw that was kind of recurring was, why'd they build it so far away?
Right.
Right, that was the question.
Yep.
That actually, after I believe it was our second public meeting, when I first saw that question posed, and it kind of it struck me of, well, you know, what do they mean?
Yeah.
You know, and
It's so far away. It's 2 blocks, guys. 2 blocks.
it is, and we always try to address. I mean, we like to be in the business of, we don't care where good information comes from, right?
Sure.
So if somebody has a new idea or a good idea, we should take note of that. You know,
Yeah.
and one of the things about when you're picking a location for not just a garage, you know, public parking or any public service venue is, well, how accessible is it? You know, how accessible can we make it? Where are people trying to go? But like you said, it's roughly the exact same distance from the, you know, the square
Yeah.
that the existing garage that came online in 2016 is.
Yeah.
We can't build it much closer.
No.
You know, without building it on
why
top of
would
existing
you?
buildings.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, it really was, there was some thought put into identifying a good location for it.
Well, and I think the property had a lot to do with it too, right? Like what the city owned or what they could purchase.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there
all of that was taken into consideration.
There are multiple factors that come into play. I mean, again, I hate to keep, you know, reiterating, it is a massive project.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to be rough getting through it, construction woes, and,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to entail street closures, road diets, lane restrictions, things like that. But the end result, again, is going to be
Huge.
magnificent for downtown, especially from a parking capacity issue.
Yeah. Now, timing wise, I know from the public meetings we were told probably next October. Is that right? Or is there an update on time frame for the garage?
No changes yet. So I just
Okay.
spoke to my point of contact with SSC, the developer,
Yeah.
who actually they're developing.
We love you, SSC. They're one of our fantastic 15.
Good. Great guys.
Yes, they
Great
are.
guys and gals. Great
Yeah.
group over there. Nothing but good things to say, but that is something where, you know, I think a lot of people are getting, where they're hearing different information is there are 2 projects,
Yeah.
right? There's a private enterprise project going on with the hotel,
Right.
and then there is the City of Ocala public parking garage.
Yeah.
So while they are, again, happening, you know, side by side simultaneously, they are separate projects. It just
Sure.
happens to be the same developer
Yeah. Which
or builder, rather.
Yeah, and we talked about that 2 episodes ago, where while it might seem like it's a lot because you have all the trucks coming and going to build both the developments at the same time, it really streamlines the process. Because could you imagine doing the hotel
Correct.
or the parking garage first and then trying to redo? I mean, you would have doubled the amount of time for the road closures and the underground work and all of that stuff.
Correct. So I'm glad you mentioned it. The underground work that's a big one. Downtown, it's our oldest part of the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of underground infrastructure.
Yep.
That is,
A river.
it is dated.
Yeah.
It is dated. And when those upgrades happen, you know, it's not sensible or sometimes even feasible
Yeah.
to do we're just going to do one block.
Yeah.
You know, we're just going to tie in this one block,
Yeah.
finish this project, and then do it again, you know, 18 months later.
Right.
It is a big thing to kind of take a bite out of, but this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things SSC had mentioned, if anybody was able to attend any of our public parking garage meetings, which there will be more to come as we
Okay.
get closer and closer to bringing this project to fruition.
Great.
But one of the big things they noted was that because it's the same builder for both projects, they're able to do them simultaneously and shorten that overall timeline.
Right.
So that impacted area down there along Southwest 3rd Avenue
Yeah.
and Broadway,
Broadway is the big one.
and Southwest 2nd as well.
Yeah.
But that area, it is being heavily impacted. There's no way around it. It is. But again, there's no way around it. That's just the scale of the project.
Yeah.
That would have just been prolonged
Yeah.
had we used, say, separate builders or completed one project and then immediately started on a second. We're just prolonging the time that we're going to be occupying that area.
And I think it's, it's hard to live through it, especially for the businesses that are surrounding it, and I think that even from a consumer standpoint, like I'm so used to coming in onto Broadway from 301, and I have to mentally remind myself that we need to go up a block and turn onto Silver Springs or come in a little earlier. But I think it's a temporary thing. It's 1 year, and then just imagine how amazing it's going to be to never have to fight for parking, in a year from now, basically.
Sure. Yep.
So that's really exciting, I think. Also, we were talking about the underground. Fun fact for the viewers, because a lot of people don't realize that there is a river that runs underground. And I'm going to try to find there's a map that shows where the river runs. Yeah. And Scott Coldwell, who is Your Home So Guaranteed, who's right there on the corner, another Fantastic 15. So we love you, Scott. Right there next to the racetrack. When he was renovating that property and they went down, the basement flooded.
Oh, wow.
Because he's right on top of the river. So I know that the garage, specifically that site, had the water, I think, running right underneath it, which is an interesting fact. So they had to shore all that up because we don't want a sinkhole.
Yeah, I knew that there was an old storm drain system that kind of ran through.
Yep, and
I want to say it was diagonally. Yes.
Yeah, and it's the old river. It's just really cool. You can see the river, and I say river lightly because it's a stream. I mean, it's not what you and I would think of like a northern river.
But it sounds better.
It does.
It sounds better.
But there's a storm drain that you can look down on the back end of one of the properties in downtown, and you can see the river running through. I'll find the location and I'll pin it here. So if anybody wants to go see it. Yeah. We have a photo. Olivia Ortiz does like the walking tours. We do them too, but she used to volunteer and host them for us.
Yep.
And she's the one that showed me. And we have a photo of like everybody standing around a storm drain. It was very melodramatic though, because I was expecting like a rushing river. And you just see like a little dribble. But anyway, so we're excited about the parking garage. Thank you guys for all that you're doing to help streamline and make it easier. And then, of course, if you have any information for public meetings, the City of Ocala publishes those. We'll publish them as well. So please do attend if you're interested in getting more updates on the parking garage as that project moves forward.
Yeah, we'll definitely work through your organization, the downtown businesses, our downtown team.
Yeah.
And our PIO office, we'll get the word out.
Yeah. And so speaking of your team,
yes,
if anybody has seen we were talking about what colored shirts they're wearing. They're branded now. So it's like a light blue shirt.
Correct.
Can you tell us about who they are,
Sure.
what they do, and how they're there to help?
Sure, absolutely. So I have a downtown staff of 4 people, a great team. 2 of them came over from what used to be exclusively our parking enforcement division.
Right.
And 2 came over from what were Recreation and Parks downtown Rangers.
Yeah.
So a lot of crossover in their former positions.
Sure.
That kind of made them very suitable to roll right into this position. Lay of the land, familiarity with some of the enforcement rules, the do's and don'ts of downtown.
Sure.
So we were able to kind of mesh those 4 together, and they work more or less on an overlapping. The primary hours are still during the week.
Okay.
So if you look at what our meter enforcement hours are, that's more or less when you're going to see the vast majority of them. But they have coverage from 8 a.m. On Monday until 9:30 p.m. on Friday.
Wow.
And then on weekends from 11 a.m. Until 9:30 p.m. as well.
That's so great. And they're just there to help you work the meters and give you directions.
Whatever you need. We want to be where the people are, and that's kind of what they're there to do. If there's a special event, everybody knows we have a very popular downtown farmers market every Saturday.
Yeah.
So when they come in on Saturday morning, that market we know is going to be there.
Yeah.
Go where the people are. That's where you're going to find more opportunities to kind of help people.
Yeah.
Whether it's, wayfinding. Hey, where's a good place to, go eat? Refer them to the Ocala Main Street website.
Yep.
They've got the dining option right there.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on? Go to the Ocala Main Street website.
Yep.
Here's the downtown calendar of events.
Right.
And so that's kind of what they're there to do is now that we've got you here, how do you have the best experience possible?
I love that.
Right. And that's where we're trying to get away from. We don't want them writing tickets or parking enforcement is just a part of what they do.
Sure.
It is not why they're there.
Yeah.
There are certain things that we do have a goal about maintaining the downtown parking system.
Yeah.
If it's left, unenforced,
It's gonna go wild. It'll be the Wild West.
It gets pretty chaotic.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The worst thing we can do is be inconsistent. We want to people need to know, they need to have good expectations. When I come downtown, what am I going to encounter?
Yeah.
So things like road closures, things like metered parking. Where are these things at? What can I expect?
Where's the free parking?
Where's the free parking? Yeah. And that's the kind of stuff they're downtown to do, is to really help people in real time.
Yeah.
Understand that there's a much broader vision and version of downtown Ocala than what a lot of people kind of get that tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And they think, it's kind of what I had said to you earlier about, there's a significant number of people who, if they can't see that gazebo, they don't feel like they're downtown.
Right.
And we're seeing that change.
Good.
Because, I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
But I left the area in 2003. So
Right before the boom.
Before a lot of this development really came in. And I was gone for a significant window of time. 2019, just before a lot of the COVID shutdowns, is when I came back. So to see what downtown was, and then what it is now, and what it's continuing to kind of mold into.
Yeah.
Even being from here, I still have a little bit of that kind of outside looking in perspective.
Sure.
And downtown Ocala has really kind of matured in a way.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely going in my view, a much better direction than it was then at the time.
Oh, for sure.
From a development standpoint and things to do and activities. And we're seeing this expansion happening here right outside your back door.
Yeah.
So when things, like the Forge come online, and you see the Marion Hotel, that some of these projects north of State Road 40, I think that will continue to help kind of reshape what people think of when they think about downtown.
Absolutely.
Because we have a significant amount of parking and a significant amount of free parking.
Free parking.
It's not all. We do have meters north of State Road 40, significantly less and set at a lower rate.
Yeah.
And we can get into that and some of the rhyme and reason behind why that is that way. But that is something that we're there to do.
Yeah.
My staff is there to kind of give that guidance. If somebody's having an issue getting the meter to take their card.
Yep.
If somebody says, "Hey, I'm looking for this restaurant. I thought it was here."
Yeah.
They confuse Southeast First with Southwest First.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Right. Things like that. That's the kind of stuff those are the kind of things we want to run into every day. We don't want to be out there, writing tickets, and for clarity purpose. The weekends, because they are out there working on the weekends. Meters are not enforced on the weekends. That has not changed. There's been no expansion, because that's a big misconception when they see what is perceived to be, a ticket writer, which again, they are not.
Yeah.
That is just a small part of what they do. They assume that they're out there enforcing meters, and that is not happening. We're there to, somebody blocking a driveway. We got to get that person moved along. Somebody's parked in a handicap stall without, a placard.
Yeah.
Because those are the kind of things where there's a finite number of ADA spaces downtown.
Yeah.
And if left unmanaged, it gets pretty chaotic. And we get a lot of complaints about that.
I'm sure.
So it is something that we do have to manage.
Well, I think it's nice to have that soft touch for our community.
Absolutely.
I think that was very thoughtful for the city of Ocala to implement something like that. I think we need it. I also think having a liaison downtown, like the boots on the ground, is really helpful for visitors, but even for people that are residents as well. If you don't know what's going on, they are in the know about all of the things that are happening, which I think is really great. Now, one thing I do want to say too, because you mentioned the limited number of handicaps. If you have a handicap placard, you are allowed to park at any metered space.
Absolutely.
For free.
Absolutely.
Correct?
And if you don't believe me, it's on the meter too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
you have 4 hours free at any downtown meter.
That's great to
Right.
know.
So when you pull up, as long as whether it's visible by the plate or
Mhm.
it's hanging, it needs to be valid,
Sure.
obviously. But as long as it is valid or visible,
Yeah.
you're good to go. Accidents happen. There are times where you've come downtown
Yeah.
and you're going to go have lunch and you forgot the placard
Yeah.
at the house.
Yeah.
Go have lunch. Please go have lunch.
Hmm.
If you happen to get a citation for it,
Just give them a
we
call.
we have a dispute process and we
Great.
can sort that out in
And
the
it's
back end.
very quick too.
Very quick.
Yeah.
So it is, do not let downtown parking be a deterrent.
Right.
Come downtown. Downtown is for everybody, and we are
Yeah.
working diligently to get the word out that everybody come on down.
Yeah.
And we're working towards just kind of ironing out these problems as they come our way, trying to get ahead of them.
Well, you're doing a great job.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Now we talked a little bit about the meters, so let's talk about it, like really talk about the meters. And recently, I would say, how long ago has it been now? Maybe like a year? Maybe not that long.
Is it? And I apologize. I'd have to check my.
No, I don't know either.
It was before I moved over. I want to say it happened in the end of last fiscal year.
Yeah,
So
it's like Q4 of 2024.
I believe that's correct, and we can make an edit.
Yeah,
I'll,
we'll put a little disclaimer at the bottom.
But I'll get you an accurate
Yeah.
when that went into effect. We're
talking about the rate
Yes, ma'am.
change, and then also talk to us a little bit about, you mentioned it briefly, about why the rates went up in certain areas, why they're cheaper north of 40.
Sure.
So just talk about like the reasoning behind that, because
Sure.
I know that we get a lot of questions about that.
Absolutely, and justifiably so. So, this is a nationwide issue, downtowns, and we were fortunate enough to go to the same Main Street conference just a few weeks ago, and this was something that I know you weren't able to take that course, but
Yep.
one of the sessions I sat in on, and their name escapes me, the organization, but the two gentlemen that came down from Ohio, that this is what they do for a living. They study parking primarily in downtown,
Yeah.
in cities and towns comparable to Ocala. And they see these recurring trends,
Sure.
right? And we see them as well with our own eyes every day. And there are two sets of problems. We have real problems, which are parking is it's a finite resource. There's a certain number.
Yeah.
I only have so many. I need space to make more.
Yeah.
Right. So again,
Parking garage too.
parking garage can't go out, got to go up.
Yeah.
So we address those. That's a big sweeping addressing of an issue where, okay, cool, here's 800 new spaces.
Right.
So some of the littler, some of the smaller things we can do is, rate increases, and it's not a money grab, right? We're not out here trying to
No.
generate, as much revenue as we can and just
Right.
sit back and count it. The goal here is to kind of create turnover at these spaces, primarily in those prime locations. So we've identified certain areas,
Yeah.
and I'm sure most have already found where those are. Anything, immediately around that gazebo and square,
Sure.
because again, that is where
It's prime real estate.
it's where everybody goes.
Yep.
They head right down there first. So those areas along Magnolia,
Sure.
Broadway, Southeast First Ave, those are in that, quote unquote, that
Premier.
premier parking zone.
Yeah.
Right? So those rates were lifted to $1.25.
Yep.
Right, $1.25 an hour, and I want to get on rates in a little more detail when I wrap this up. But when you go north of 40, it's the same meter. The rates are just set differently because the demand is lower.
Right.
Right now, the demand north of 40, and anyone who's downtown frequently has seen it.
Yeah.
Parking availability is through the roof.
I always park north of 40. I know I can find a spot immediately. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it is human nature. I want to park as close as I can to my destination.
Yeah.
And that's all the $1.25 versus the 75 cents. That's all that 75 cent or 50 cent rather difference is it's a deterrent for long-term parking.
Right.
We want people to come downtown. It's not to deter people from coming downtown. So
Right.
we want to find a rate that is still attractive to people to come downtown, go have lunch, go shop around at some of our lovely, boutiques and stores.
Right.
Come downtown, come see a movie. Right.
Yeah.
We have everything downtown. We've got here you've got sports and activities here in Tuscaloosa.
Yep.
Where luckily the parking's free, so come on out.
Yep.
And then as you move downtown, you have bars, restaurants, film,
Yep.
a series of events,
live music, yeah,
farmers
so
markets.
much
There's
stuff.
a little bit, again, downtown is for everybody.
Absolutely.
And we want to get that word out, and we really want people to come and be a part of it. But it's the long-term parking that really eats up what is already the area everyone's most attracted to.
Right, right.
So trying to find ways to keep someone from parking at a meter, if it were, say, free, if it was unmanaged or free, or if the amount was just not set, at a correct rate.
Yeah.
Someone parks there at, 9, 10 a.m.
Yep.
And
they're there all day
They
long.
remain there all day.
Yeah.
And it's something that we see time and time again. And again, this is not an Ocala thing.
It's an everywhere thing.
You talk to people who do this for a living, who conduct these studies, who are in similar positions that I am with other cities.
Yeah.
They have the same issues.
Yeah.
And, this is why
it's not unique to Ocala.
It's not. And this is why it's a great opportunity. And, one thing we love so much about the partnership with Ocala Main Street is the ability to communicate these things.
Sure.
To a lot of your viewers.
Yep.
And just to you, your board members, and a lot of your sponsors and members.
Yep.
To work it from that angle as well, to get the downtown business community, downtown residents, downtown stakeholders, kind of involved, and everybody
and bought in too.
Yeah, working on a common goal.
Absolutely.
So that's why partnerships like this are vital.
Yeah.
But that is one thing. That is the whole reason why you see a separate rate south of 40.
Well, and also
versus
why
north of
the
40.
garages are free too.
Correct. We want you to come park and get out of the sun.
Yeah.
It's 100 degrees out there. Get out of the sun.
You need to just park. And it does keep your car much cooler.
It does.
So
It really
that's
does.
good. I will say too, I think it's interesting because there's a lot of free parking lots too that maybe will transition to paid lots eventually.
Correct. And I'm glad you brought that up. That was the other piece I want to talk about with rates. So currently we have 2 lots that are, well, technically there are 3 lots that are south of State Road 40 that you may see one of those pay stations in.
Yeah. It's covered though.
It's not individual. It is covered and for good reason. So those are not going to come online for pay. 2 of those will not come online for pay until the parking garage,
Oh, great.
the new garage, is up and running, fully accessible.
Fabulous.
That's when those are going to come online for payment.
That's great.
The only one of those 3 that's excluded from that is actively a pay parking lot.
Is the Marion.
It's the Marion Theater lot. If you're familiar, anyone who's not, it's right there along Southwest First Ave and Fort King Street.
Yeah.
There's a kind of an L-shaped lot that sits back behind the historic theater. There's 20 spaces in there. And that is to promote, again, that's designed for the customers of the Marion Theater.
Right.
Not for, myself who works downtown to go park there in the morning. And, I just park there and I walk to my office and, I come back at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, no. And I think it's funny too, because like some of the things that we talk about, and I'm glad that we have this platform now to share some of the, like more of the details of the inner workings of the city and some of those misconceptions, if you will, that publicly, like people wouldn't understand why the Marion Theater got some spaces for their employees. And what I think a lot of people don't understand unless you've been through the process is they have a developer's agreement because that is a city-owned property.
Correct.
That's managed by the Riley. And they manage the Marion Theater and all the programming there. And part of the original agreement with them, which was they were going to refurbish it, they were going to host the programming. To really reactivate the Marion Theater in a way that they are doing now, and they've done such a great job. But part of that original agreement was parking.
Correct.
And so I think sometimes people look at that and they're like, well, that's not fair because I want to get free parking too for my employees or whatever the case may be. But I think, you have to look at each individual property individually, and every
Absolutely.
development is on its own. It's a standalone, and whatever that agreement looks like. And I think originally when we were trying to reinvigorate downtown, you know, I mean, back in 2008, 2009, that time frame.
Sounds about right.
When really the CRA started really investing back into the downtown area, and you look at some of the properties like Bank Street is a great example, and what they were able to do on that property. Even Mellow Mushroom, they got a really great it was a huge project.
Big project.
But I think we needed people to invest into downtown to be able to grow it and develop it to what we have today, which is a beautiful downtown that we should all be proud of. And nobody wants to see an ugly, run-down building that's vacant in their downtown. So we need people that want to invest. So I think kudos to the city for seeing the value in the properties and being able to leverage some of those CRA funds to be able to reinvest.
Yeah.
But in any case, I think that the parking situation, you know, we joked in one of the last podcasts, I don't think it was the last one, it was 2 ago, that we don't have a parking problem, we have a walking problem. And I would argue that, you know, till the day I die, because again, you could park north of 40.
Sure.
And always find parking.
Sure.
Over there.
Well, and listen, I mean, impacted time, we're right now we're in a time of the year where downtown is just not as busy as it's going to be October, November, December. When those lights come up downtown, which is beautiful for anyone who hasn't been down to see it.
For the light up,
So once the lights come on downtown for our signature, you know, light up event, and they're on through the holiday season.
Oh, it's busy.
It's very busy downtown. To include north of 40, it does get impacted, but there is far more parking available than I think people realize. I think that if we can do anything, me and my team that's downtown, is really expand people's vision of what downtown is and what north of 40 has to offer.
Absolutely.
We got a beautiful art park.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Right. We've got our flagship city park right here in Tuscaloosa. Not a lot of water in town.
We got a lake.
We got some right here. A pond, there's a bridge.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Some ducks.
Yes, my ducks. We're going to add a duck and dog walk. Just you wait. But they bother me every day when I come into the building. It's really cute. They are fearless, though.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's fed them. Don't feed the birds, please. Don't feed the ducks.
Yeah, that is a rule. That is a rule. A lot of people don't know that rule. So if we can get, since we're public messaging, let's get that out. That
absolutely.
You're technically not supposed to feed the ducks here at Tuscaloosa Park. So
it's okay. We will look. Please don't feed them. I was going to say we'll look the other way, but actually, please don't feed them.
Please don't feed them.
Please don't feed them. So I think the other thing that we get a lot of pushback on is the paid private lots, because those are not city parking lots. They have the red signs.
Correct.
So can you talk a little bit about those properties?
Yes, and there are a number of them.
Yeah.
One of the bigger issues we have right now is folks are having a hard time distinguishing between, you know, they'll see a sign that says public parking. Yep. And it is open to the public. You know, that is a private enterprise. I mean, that is a private company that is running a parking management business.
Right.
And their rates differ. I can tell you this, they're
high.
Significantly higher than what the city of Ocala charges. One of the big issues that my office has is when say, Jessica, you go downtown, you park in one of these lots, you walked off without paying.
Right.
Because you thought you were in a free parking lot. You saw the public parking, it wasn't clear to you. You get a citation, right? And you either
disgruntled.
Well, you either call me first, and when you give me the citation number, I can quickly determine, well, that wasn't issued by us. And because we didn't issue it, there's not a whole lot I can do in the way of I can't waive it. Yeah. Because I don't have that capability.
I wouldn't ask for that anyway.
No, I'm saying I'm speaking more generally.
I know.
I can't waive because we issue a lot of warnings. You know, our objective is to, for first time offenses, we want to give a warning. Yeah. Some of the more egregious ones, you know, if you're blocking someone's driveway.
Yeah.
We have constant delivery issues downtown. The worst thing,
Sure.
one of the worst things you can do outside of damaging people or property, getting something unsafe,
Yeah.
is just blocking someone's access,
Sure.
because that can really create a logjam downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that, we have to enforce more heavily because they're more egregious,
Sure.
and we just kind of have to match that severity. But back to these paid lots, is one of the issues when it comes to waiving tickets is if it's your first offense, we want to waive it. We want you to also understand kind of why it was issued.
Right.
There are plenty of people,
Yeah.
plenty of people who get a citation and they go, "What's this for? I paid my meter. Well, what's this for? I didn't double park."
Yeah.
And listen, we will make mistakes,
Yeah.
and if they're made, we will correct those mistakes, or we will do everything in our power to do so.
Yeah.
What pains me the most with the private lots is there's very little I can do.
Right.
I try not to just throw my hands up and say there's nothing I can do, and I've addressed these issues,
Yeah.
through you guys about, can we get some conversations started about is there something better we can do with signage
Yeah.
to make it more clear to distinguish between private and public?
Mhm.
Hey, this is City of Ocala, this is not, and trying to get ahead of these issues and trying to get the word out, and then not for nothing, provide more free parking,
Yeah.
which we're again doing in the way of the hotel,
Right.
and then getting the word out about, hey, if you head north of 40,
Mm-hmm.
we got some free lots up there. We got some free on street. We've got some discounted on street.
Yeah.
So just trying to get that word out, but the private lots is a tough issue.
Yeah.
But again, our city rates are much lower.
They are. And I think it's one of those things, it's a private business, right? So there's only so much that the city can do to restrict. And I mean, with any public enterprise, they are within their right to charge whatever they want. But it's up to you, the consumer and the public, to choose. And I think to be educated on the difference between the city lots, the city free versus paid, versus these private paid lots.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that you could share a little bit about that today. We also have a map that we'll throw up a few times throughout the podcast today, but also it's on our website and it's on our social. It's pinned right now. So if you're curious about where all of the parking is, it's all available. So we just want people to be aware of the inventory and where they can park.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful to have you too, because you've looked at that for me at a couple times and helped us really identify all of the locations. So.
And it changes. It does change. We have a separate temporary lot that's going on during this construction. For Serendipity and Gathering Cafe.
Yep.
So it's located right there along Southwest 3rd Ave and Fort King Street on the south side. So it'd be on the southeast corner of that intersection, catty corner to the parking lot where, say, Starbucks and stuff are.
Yeah, and that one always has parking available too. I park down there when I need to go.
It's one block from their front door. So that's another place that there is a sign out front.
Yep.
I know a lot of people are avoiding the area because of the construction.
Yeah.
And there are intermittent closures. We try to announce those as best we can.
Sure.
Sometimes somebody hits something in the ground unexpectedly. We'll call it a water main or something like that. Somebody hits, and
is that what happened on Monday?
Not that I know of.
Oh,
not that I
there
heard.
was a road closure on Monday.
Oh no! That's planned.
And it looked like underground stuff.
There is
okay.
They're burying utilities actually going up that line. So, and no, that's all planned.
Okay.
And those kind of closures we're able to announce.
Yeah.
But even then, weather plays a factor.
Sure.
When you get into underground, one of the biggest things there is I can't get in there and do my work until you and your crew get out. You're doing your gas line. I got to do my utility or my electric utility. We can't work on top of one another. So it's going back to how we kind of started this. That is a big project.
Yeah.
But we're very excited about it. We really are. The end result is going to be magnificent. So.
Well, I heard the piles going in the other day for the hotel, I think it was. So, and it looks like the lot's been pretty much cleared out at this point for the
big old crane down there. If you're into cranes,
take the littles down. But I think that my biggest message to the public for the construction would just be to like give them grace, because it's something that long term will benefit everyone in the community. And
Sure.
We're all going through it, but support the businesses that are impacted down in that area.
Absolutely.
Go and visit Serendipity and the Gathering Cafe, and just be nice to your construction workers while you're driving by.
and again, just I can't say it enough, that area down there where Starbucks, Jimmy John's, T-Mobile,
Yep.
Gathering Cafe, Serendipity, Racetrack, Scott Caldwell.
Yep.
Did I miss anyone in that group?
No.
Did I get them all?
Did you have T-Mobile?
I think I said T-Mobile.
Then that's it. Yeah.
That whole section there, that
Yep.
whole area, that area is accessible.
Yep.
Like I said, that's not a sweeping 24/7 statement. There are intermittent closures.
Mm-hmm.
When they're bringing large equipment in, bringing it out, things like that. Trenching the ground like what you saw
Yeah.
earlier there will be intermittent closures, but those businesses are very much open and very much accessible.
Yep.
And again, back to my earlier statement, I don't care where good information comes from. If somebody has a good idea
Yeah.
on what we can do to better manage or maybe even provide more parking, or we want to hear it.
Yeah. Well, I will say you guys have been great to allow us to soundboard some ideas off of with the businesses, and
Yeah.
and I'm excited to see what maybe some of those might come to fruition. So that would be great. But one of the other things that might be coming online here in the fall, can you share an update about a new program? I don't want to be the one to say it first.
Sure. And this is not necessarily my direct wheelhouse.
Yeah, of course.
But there's a great, bang up team down there that's working on this. So Suntran,
Yep.
if you're not familiar, City of Ocala Suntran, our public trans company,
Mm-hmm.
Or division rather, I should say. They're going to be bringing on a downtown trolley. So we're going to
Moment for the trolley. I'm going to have a graphic.
So this is going to be piloted,
Mm-hmm.
and we're looking in the fall of this year. So 2025, looking in the fall.
So like the next couple of months,
And
potentially.
And when it comes out, it's not going to come out again. It's going to be come out in a pilot program.
Right.
So it's not coming out finished product day one.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be worked out in way of routes and learning demands,
Yeah.
peak times.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that, this is a process that the transportation community uses
Yep.
to kind of pull this data and kind of figure these things out. But you can look at that coming online in the fall of 25.
Yay. We're so excited.
And then we're looking spring of 26
Of having the official.
of having the real deal.
So if you've been to St. Augustine, I think is the best example, or even Savannah. I mean, those are the ones that I think of. It's like the old school
Yep.
trolley, and they're so cute, and it's going to be really nice to have that online. But that's spring is when they'll have that.
So yeah, what you're going to see in the fall is going to be a large passenger kind of transit van.
Yep.
In the military we used to call them 20 packs, but it's a 15 passenger
Yeah.
transportation van. And Suntran has similar looking vehicles in their fleet. I think
Yeah.
they're white with the
Mm-hmm.
so they're similar looking. This one will be logoed, so it'll roll out kind of in a separate, distinct way.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's going to be the pilot phase
Right.
of this program. And you can more or less expect it. Again, the route is being determined. This is
Right.
a process
Yeah.
or a part of that process. But, common sense will dictate it is kind of going to go where the people are,
Right.
right? So you can expect it to hit some of those key areas, the parking garages.
Yep.
Those will be points up.
Included. Yeah.
Likely, maybe the farmer's market, downtown square, things like that.
Yeah.
That are the natural kind of occurring gathering places for downtown. That's where
Yeah, it's going to go. And I do the preliminary map that I saw, it is going to go north of 40.
yes,
So there will be the connectivity between the downtown and the midtown zones,
correct, which is going to be
great.
crucial.
Yeah.
Because again, getting that word out, and again, it's not just like my opinion, man.
Yeah.
Downtown is expanding. Downtown
stretching, for
is
sure.
coming into Midtown.
Yep.
And hopefully we get to a point where that is just seamless.
Yeah,
And the trolley's going to go, I think, to pretty great lengths at helping us do that.
absolutely.
So again, getting people to kind of just retool their thinking,
yeah.
but also to have this physical asset
Yep. To
that,
connect to the
that
whole
can
thing.
connect me.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be terrific.
And I
So,
think it'll incentivize people parking north of
Sure.
42. So if you park in one of the lots that we've talked about on the north side, you could hop on the trolley, and it will be a flag system, I guess, for the first. And
At
there's
lea-
an app that will show you
Yes.
the route in real
In the-
time. So
yeah, in the pilot, for sure, in the piloting program, that's
Yeah.
going to be the approach. And again, as they pull their data, once they get what they need, I'm not a transportation specialist.
okay.
But once they get what they need,
Yeah.
they'll they're going to roll it out. And the target right now, again, fall of 25
Yep.
to begin the pilot program,
Great.
spring 26.
This is amazing. And it's like right in time for the holidays when we do have a little bit more of a challenge with parking. We have a big influx of people coming downtown, which is fantastic for our businesses. They need it. They need the support, but
Sure.
this will help alleviate some of that. And then I think too, they've talked about with the pilot route, that won't be the end all be all either, because once the parking garage 2 comes online, they'll probably have to redo that section.
Absolutely.
So it's fluid,
So
but
yeah, so the garage clearly isn't going to be done this fall.
right.
Well, even next spring is inside of its
Yeah,
target completion date. So eventually, when that garage comes online, almost certainly that the route will
Yeah.
adjust accordingly. And you can project that to happen years and years and years to come as development grows,
Yep.
And demand for such a service grows, service is likely to grow.
That's great.
So,
Well, and your downtown folks,
yes.
your downtown liaisons will be able to give out the route information once it comes online. So
absolutely.
look for the light blue shirts.
Yep, there will be a marketing campaign on the front of it.
Yep.
This kind of being part of it.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear get some handouts, see some
We're so
posters,
excited.
some spoken word. But yeah,
Yeah.
my downtown staff, any questions you have for them, that's what they're there for. They're
Absolutely.
don't look at them as, I got to watch out for that guy.
No.
I got to watch out for that
They're
gal.
friendly
They're going to
faces
yeah,
now.
we want you to come and talk to them. And they've got a lot of information,
They sure do. They
just
really
not only what we put out in our training and our meetings and, when we have our, internal, like our team talks and stuff like
do.
that,
Yeah.
just kind of anecdotal information that they have. Heather's my longest tenured one down.
Yeah.
I want to say Heather's roughly 15-ish years with the city.
Oh my gosh.
Most of it's
We
been
love
right
Heather.
there, beating feet downtown. So, so she's seen it,
She's seen it
go through a lot. So
Yeah.
she's a great resource. If you have a question, hey, where's this at? Where's that at?
Yeah.
And
she's so friendly. Oh, she'll be your new best friend too.
so please don't look at them as, and it's part of why we transitioned from the red,
Yeah.
to,
I will say a good choice on the new color palette.
you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
And I can't unsee it now.
What?
One of our staff members was standing out in the hallway, and a coworker thought they were an Amazon Prime delivery.
No. But everybody loves the Amazon Prime drivers because I'm like, my package
He's
is
bringing me
here.
free stuff. So I never thought about
Well,
it
they'll
once.
be bringing you free information.
We were trying more so to blend with the blue that's in our signature Ocala logo.
Yeah, of course.
And so I got a little laser focused on that. And now that I heard Amazon Prime, I can't unhear it.
Well,
Or can't unsee it.
see it. But I think, it's okay. It's a friendly face.
Yep.
And you all will recognize them too now, I hope anyway.
Yep.
So that's so funny though. Amazon Prime. Well, I'm so excited about the trolley for all of the great things that are happening to help
Yes.
the infrastructure of the downtown and support our businesses long term. So I'm sure we will have an update for you all about the trolley as we get closer to that launch date. Of course, we'll share all the information and push out whatever the city is sharing as well. But thank you so much
You bet.
for being here with us and sharing your knowledge.
Oh, thank you
And-
for having me.
Well, we're so grateful to have you at the City of Ocala.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. And now, if you're curious about what's going down in downtown, here are all the things coming up in the next 2 weeks. Thank you for joining.
Thanks.
What's going down in downtown Ocala over the next 2 weeks? We are seeing a ramp up of events as we come to the close of the summer season. Starting with tonight, we have the sit down for stand up at the Ocala Marion Theater starting at 7:30, a great night for comedy, followed by on Saturday, Girls Night Out, fan favorite for all the ladies in town, hosted at the Downtown Ocala Market. We also have the Critter Meet and Greet on the 8th and the 15th at the Discovery Center. Make sure to check out the Marion Cultural Alliance's Art of Aging Lunch and Learns, held both on the 13th and the 20th of this month. The Riley Art Center has quite the lineup over the next 2 weeks, starting with this Friday, August 8th at 7:30, Unlimited Devotion, celebrating the music of the Grateful Dead, a tribute band. Girls Night, the musical, on Saturday, August 9th at 7:30. Coffee with the Conductor and Cocktails with the Conductor, starting back up again on August 13th. Dueling Pianos, a fan favorite at the Noma Black Box, happening on August 15th at 7:30. Followed by the Great American Soul Book on August 16th at 7:30. And then finally, the Classic Albums Live, Bob Marley, The Legend, a tribute band on August 21st at 7:30. Make sure to check out the full list of events on Ocala Main Street's community calendar for all of the details and more information. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Mornings on Main Street podcast. Be sure to tune in every 2 weeks to stay in the know about all things happening in downtown Ocala.